we have reached the high point of Euro USD, and it's beginning to show signs that it's about to go bearish. So with that said, I want to make sure that I'm prepared to take full advantage of this move when it happens. What I would like to do with you guys today is I want to share with you the strategies and the tools that I use that keeps me profitable in the market. So I'm going to be sharing all of that with you today. So make sure you stay and watch this video to the end. So with that said, let's get straight into it. Welcome back, traders. Today's going to be an exciting video on Euro USD. Okay, so as we can see right now, Euro USD is basically at a high point. We can see that we are on a daily chart right now. And what we have is Euro USD is kind of gone slightly bearish, right? It's given us a descending channel as it stands right now. And obviously, when we see descending channels or ascending channels, right, we get really excited because it's quite easy to go long or short when these scenarios present itself. Just using the trend lines alone or the market structure isn't good enough. In all fairness, it's not good enough, and we need to be a little bit more precise with our decision making. So in this video, I'm going to be covering a few of the tools that I use. So the first is the anchored volume profile, as well as we're going to be using order blocks. Most of our decisions will be based around the order blocks and the volume profile. That is the key point of the strategy itself, right? Support and resistance is a given. These are things that we naturally use in the market, so they're going to be incorporated as well as I'll be adding fib levels. Okay, so these are the things we're going to be using to help us make the best decisions possible in the markets. So with that said, let's go straight into it. Okay, so first things first, what is everybody looking at in the market right now? Okay, so basic retail traders, what they're basically seeing is they are seeing this right now, and their whole mindset is really simple, and that is price is going to go up. Price is going to go up. That's the vibe. That is what they are on, and they believe that is going to happen. We've been in the game long enough to know that the simpler it looks, chances are the more complex it's going to be, and we need to make sure that we do all the checks and balances to make sure that everything makes sense before we even entertain this idea that market is going to go up. Right now, it looks like it's going to go up, but we don't know if it is or if it isn't. So we're not going to guess. We're going to make the best possible decisions possible, and we have all the tools we need in here to help us identify what we need to do and how we need to do it. So next part is we're going to get rid of this level entirely because we've identified this is a descending channel. The next thing that we basically want to look at before we bring anything on board is the situation that's taking place in this area. Okay, is it showing signs that price is going to come down? And in my opinion, it is. It's actually doing that right now. Okay, so first I showed you the descending channel. Now I'm going to show you the ascending channel. Okay, so what we have is we have an ascending channel right here. Just going to make this a little bit more accurate. Let's move this around a bit. So we have an ascending channel right here. Now with this ascending channel, what we're going to do is we're going to look at all of the resistance levels. So all of the resistance levels is what we're going to keep an eye on first. Reason why I'm taking this long approach before I show you what I plan on showing you is we're giving you the basic analysis as to what the average retail trader is doing right now in regards to what's happening in Euro USD. What's important that you need to note down is this. I'm a swing trader, so I look at everything on the higher time frame. So right now we are on the day. A lot of the retail traders, they're on the lower time frames, right? Because they want to be in and out. That idea doesn't work well with my particular style. Swing trading always works best, and I always seem to achieve the best results when I apply that strategy to the markets. It's slower in making profits, but I get it right more times than I get it wrong. Okay, so we've got the first level of resistance that we've marked out. We also have another one here that is yet to be tapped, so that one hasn't been locked in yet. We've got two resistance levels right now. We're also going to lock in this resistance level also as well, and we're going to be keeping an eye as to what is going on in this area right now. As you can see, we've produced our latest lowest low, right? So this is our latest lowest low in this area right here. And why do I say that? Because it knocked out this support level right here. So we knocked out this support right here, and what is happening happening, as we can see, is we are getting lower highs, lower lows. So the signal that we're actually waiting for right now, let me just get rid of all of these, is we are waiting for this swing low over here to be taken out. This is the only one that we're waiting for, okay? Now tomorrow, we're going to have some data coming out, CPI. So that might support this level here being knocked out. So already what we've looked at is we've identified all the resistance levels, okay? We've identified what is actually going on in this area, comparing that to the overall macro, which is this situation over here. So we know what's going on here. The next thing that we're going to do now, which is extremely important, is we're going to add on a trend line. Now, the aim of this game is I want to try to keep this chart as clean as possible, and at the end of it, we should just have all that we need. So we're going to draw a trend line right now, and I'm going to tap this location over here. So price is currently moving towards the trend line right now, okay? It could break through, it might not, who knows, right? Who knows? The next thing that we're going to focus on, based on where we know where everything is, we know what this is actually doing, right, is we're going to figure out where all the order blocks are currently sitting. So all we need is order blocks that have not been touched, order blocks that market hasn't gone into, or if market has gone into them, they've only gone into them once. So the first order block that we're going to look for, and this is what is going to assist us with our sales. So if you are going to be selling the market, we're going to be getting it at a really good price. That is this order block right here, this white candle sitting there. That is that order block. So we're going to highlight that one right now. Let me just zoom in a little. So we have this order block sitting here right now, okay? So this is the area, if price goes into, we could consider taking sales from that location, and that is in reference once again to this white candle, this standalone white candle sitting right here. That is an order block. That is a bullish order block, but it's an order block nonetheless, right? And that can help us either with sales or with buys. Bottom line, that's what that can help us with. The second order block that we're looking for is this one right here, okay? So this order block right here is another one of interest. So that is this standalone orange candle right here. This is where price is currently getting to right now. So this order block is of key interest to us. So let's highlight that one there also as well, okay? Right, so now that we have that there, we can see that this is in actual fact a genuine bona fide order block. Why? Because price has already tapped into it and moved away. This is this location right here. So for example, if you had been aware of this order block from a while back, right, a couple days ago, you would have been able to tap in and grab the 3 bullish candles to the upside. You would have been able to get all of that. So we've got that order block mapped out. Now the next order block that we are now looking for is the order block that covers this particular move over here, because believe you me, there is always one. Now with the order blocks, like I mentioned earlier, resistance and support, that is the resistance and support, because that is where institutions are making money. This is where all the hedge funds are making the money. This is where all investment bankers are making the money. This is where all the central bankers are making the money. This is where they're driving price from and to all the time. So long as we're mindful of what the institutions are doing, we will always have our best foot forward in the game. So this order block right here is the one of interest, the standalone red candle right here. Why? Because that is where price came into. This is where they drove price into. Now, tracking order blocks on your charts is not an easy thing. It can get really confusing. This is why so many people don't like using them. But one of the things that I like to go off is that if it's hard, it means you have to do it, okay? So we can see price tapped into this particular order block, flew away, it's now come in. We are in the next order block now, where price is now playing around, and it may come down or it may go up. That we do not know. Another disclaimer that I want to add in this whole situation is this, okay? Order blocks can be found all over the charts, all right? Because if it was that easy, everybody would be using it, right? So it's important that you notice that order blocks are found all over the charts. Like even the ones that I have kind of pointed out to you, I have cherry picked those order blocks, because reason why I've cherry picked those order blocks is I've analyzed the entire market as a whole, what's happening, and I'm looking at order blocks that actually make sense in terms of how market is behaving. When it comes to taking action, we would need to look for order blocks closest to us, right? right? The closest order block to us is what we want to use to help us make a decision. Now, in this case right here, and this one I'm going to make yellow, and this is on condition as to how today's market closes. So if it closes in a way that isn't suitable for us, then naturally that order block becomes invalid. And that is this order block right here. That is this order block right here. And for the sake of this one right here, we're going to make this one yellow because this is the closest order block to us right now. It's the closest one. So if you want to jump in nice and early, this is the order block that we will use. So now that we've got these order block levels laid out for us, the next thing that we're going to need to do, okay, is to add on our volume profile. Now, because I am expecting price to come all the way down to say 1.02090, it's a bit far-fetched, I know, but just bear with me, okay, right? We are going to take the data from that location to assist us with our decisions. So this is the anchored volume profile that we just placed on the chart right now. And with the anchored volume profile, there is a particular way I like to use it when I'm trading. That is, I use the low volume node areas to make decisions as to whether I'm taking buys or whether I'm taking sells. So those levels is where I use to make my decisions as to what I'm going to be doing based on how market interacts with those levels. Now, high volume node areas is where everybody's getting in. Low volume node areas is where less people are in. Now, in case you haven't watched my videos on using the volume profile, basically it works like this. The low volume node areas acts as either support and resistance levels, or price basically violates that whole zone in one move. So price rapidly flows through it, or price bounces off from it. I'm expecting businesses to be done at the high volume node areas. This is where everybody is sitting, right? So that is institutions and retails. They're all located in the high value node areas. This is what you would consider a high value node, a high value node, and a high value node, right? And the low value nodes are these areas right here. These are all low volume nodes. So if you mapped out this particular area right here, the low volume node, what you will find is that price either rapidly moves through it or price bounces from it. Hence why I like using it to make decisions in the market. Hence why I go on so much about volume profile, because in my opinion, it's one of the best indicators out there, okay? So we're going to highlight the low volume node areas, and these low volume node areas is where I would want to make moves. So for example, in this area right now, price is doing whatever it is that it's doing. We've got 3 levels marked out in regards to the order block. So we have the first order block, which is in this area over here. That is if we get a push to the upside and a rejection, we can think about selling from that location, right? The second order block is for immediate action. This is it right here. If price moves away from that order block, either in the upward trajectory or the downward trajectory, a decision based off that. And the final is this one right here, which is if price blasts all the way through this low volume node area and we get a close below this order block in this location, we would know we need to consider taking sales. Now this is where things get really exciting, because once we've taken a sell from this location, providing the opportunity presents itself for us to be able to do that, we know that the fly down from this location all the way down here is going to be extremely rapid. Why? Because that low volume node area is quite large, right? So if you get it up here and it continues to move past point of control and head into this low volume node area, the probability of it bouncing is high, but based on the fact of where EURUSD is sitting right now, I will be of the mindset that it's going to fly straight through this. It will be like a hot knife through butter. So that's that part of the assessment done, because what I'm trying to do is build a case as to why I'm about to make the decision I'm about to make based on what market is doing right now. I don't try to predict anything in the market. I've learned the hard way. That does not work. The only way is follow what the institutions are doing, right? Follow what the institutions are doing, and that is the only way forward in regards to trading any asset you can think of. Cryptos, stocks, indices, it works for them all. But the key thing is you have to know what you're looking for, right? So we've got this side done. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to entertain the idea that price is coming down, okay? We're just going to entertain the idea that price is coming down. Reason why we're entertaining this idea, and at this level it's premature, because what we need is really this level here to be knocked out. But I'm comfortable in working with these levels right here, okay? So just bear that in mind. Like, once again, I'm not a financial advisor, so everything you do is on you, right? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring on our Fibonacci levels. So we're just going to mark out this level right here, and we're going to bring it to the previous swing high. And as we can see right now, the fib level, so where I would want to take my entries from, has just been knocked out, which is the 61 level right here. So price has knocked that out. It's currently sitting just below that right now, and I want to know if it's going to break this trend line. Price breaking this trend line right now, okay, is what is going to signal to me that I can jump in with a sell. So what do we have here? We have a whole bunch of tools that I've applied on a chart to tell me when is the best time to get in, okay? So what do I mean? So first we've applied the fib. The fib says if I want to sell, I can sell right now because price is below the 61% level, okay? But I'm saying I like that idea, but I'm gonna wait. So what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for the low side of this order block right here to be taken out. When it is taken out, what does that mean? It basically means that the trend line has been broken. So trend line has been broken, one. Fib says you can do it. If it closes below the order block, which is currently sitting at, so the low side of the order block is currently sitting at 1.15772, I can think about selling. Now, when I am selling, let me just drag this down. I can get ambitious, right? I can get ambitious and say, okay, I'm going to target 1.16. That's going to be the zone that I target, and the price level for that is 1.13335. I could target that level, which brings it to point of control. Or I can get really ambitious and I can say, hey, you know what? I want to get it to 2.61. Or I can say, you know what? I want to aim for 3.61, okay? Because once this price leaves this zone right here and closes below 1.08843, it is a free-for-all after that. It is a free-for-all after that, okay? So with that said, I hope I have made this analysis as simple and easy for you to understand as possible based on my logic on how I plan on making decisions in the market. So the idea is really simple. As it stands, my current stance towards EURUSD is bearish. I'm looking for bearish positions because I think market is going to collapse, and if we don't get the rapid move today, we will definitely get it tomorrow because we do have data coming out tomorrow from 1:30 p.m. GMT. So with that said, I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. I hope you liked it. I hope you find the information super useful, and there are a few videos that I have done on the volume profile. You should be seeing the playlist right now. So if you have a few moments, go through, watch them all, let us know what you think in the comment section, and with that said, I will see you all on the next one.